Hey guys, Dip by Slate here, bringing more videos. But in this and today we are actually going to be doing Spooky Saturdays. So rub some bacon on it, guys. Rub some bacon on it. Sorry about that. Let me just look up some creepypastas. Creepypasta. So here's how it works. I read three creepypastas, and then that's about it. I read three creepypastas, and that's it. Oh, I know a good one. It's gonna freak you out, but it's good. This one is called Don't Peek. Let me just pull it up. Okay, here it goes. I lay awake under the covers of my bed. I had grown accustomed to sleeping with my head completely underneath due to the extreme coldness in my bedroom. Jeez. We had recently moved houses. Well, he says house, and although we were settling in quite well, the cold was something we had to adjust to, especially with winter slowly creeping in. Dude, just install heating. It's not that hard. Well, it may cost a lot, but anyway. So, as I gazed blearily into the dark blankets, I started wondering what had awoken me. For I had been sleeping peacefully until just this moment. I strained my ears and caught a very faint creaking sound, almost rhythmic in its regularity. I shut my eyes once more, and it was simply the shutters on the windows creaking in the wind. I settled back into the pillows and listened to the noise. It was almost soothing in a way. So you left your windows open? Jeez, you're an idiot. If it's cold, just shut the window. Oh my god. My eyes suddenly shut open. My old house had shutters that would sometimes creak in the wind, but this new one didn't. I inspected the windows thoroughly a few days before, fruitlessly. I love that word. I don't know what it means, but trying to plug up any gaps I might be letting cool air in. Oh, so there is no windows open. Okay. I had asked my parents to change bedroom, but they said they needed the space in the other rooms, and my brother definitely wasn't swapping his. He had the warmest room in the house next to the boiler. Why don't you just sleep in the boiler? 'Cause the little ghosts inside the boiler are gonna get ya. Listening intently, I realized another thing. The sounds didn't seem to be coming from the direction of the window. Although slightly muffled by my blankets, the sound seemed to be coming directly above me, as I had some ancient creaking fan on the ceiling. So it's coming from directly above you. I've heard this one before. So it's coming from directly above you. Maybe Texas Chainsaw trolling you and he made a hole in your roof. A Texas Chainsaw guy just drills a hole in your roof and walks away. Oh yeah. No, they put up a sign. Texas Chainsaw guy drilling holes in your house. As I moved my head, the sound abruptly stopped. I lay there, holding my breath, trying to catch any hint of creaks again. Just as I thought the noise had stopped for good, I heard something that chilled my insides, even in the warmth of my bed. A grating, scratching sound like teeth grinding on a bone uttered the words, "Don't peek." Well, yeah, I mean, maybe there's a guy. What if there's just like an old guy there's an old guy hanging from a rope from his waist, and he's changing clothes. He doesn't want you to see all that. Yeah, I mean, just don't look at me. I'm not very comfortable with my body. I didn't get ready before you woke up, and now I'm hanging from your ceiling. Lying completely still, my heart was racing. The creaking had once again started slightly faster this time, and with a jolt, I suddenly realized what it was. Breathing. The horrible thing that was hanging above me was breathing. Well, yeah, if it's alive, it should be breathing. How could I have thought it soothing before? Because it was like... Was he breathing like this? It was a horrible choked noise, sounding more like a death rattle now than a quiet creaking of before. The voice had been inhuman, utterly devoid of any emotion. Well, yeah, I mean... Wait, if my voice is in... But I'm doing the voice, so how is it inhuman? See, watch this. Hey, my name is Jeff. See, it's not that inhuman. I lay trembling, listening to the quickening of the breathing. Minutes dragged on, and after seemingly hours, daylight began to creep into my room. I must have dozed off at some point, even amidst the sheer terror that I was feeling that night, because I couldn't remember the horrible breathing stopping. It was silent now, but I refused to get out from under the covers. It wasn't until my mother came in to wake me up for school that I braved leaving the safety of my bed sheets. I tried to tell her about what happened the previous night, and she initially seemed concerned, but that was mostly due to the bags under my eyes and lack of sleep, and then some kind of make-believe monster. That has quotation marks around it, by the way. I went down for breakfast, dreading the day of school that lay ahead of me in my tired state. Pause. So... apparently, I'm pretty sure you can't hear things. Because one time I was recording, and I was just hanging about my house, no one was there, and then I hear like a door open. And I checked, and a door was open. I turned behind me, a door was open, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just the AC. Then I hear like a crunch, and I'm like, whoa, okay, maybe that was the AC. The AC turned on. It didn't make sense to me. But when you hear a sound twice, when I heard it twice, I was like, goodbye. And I left my house and I just sat outside till someone got home. I'm not gonna take the risk of just, if there's a robber right there, I grabbed my phone and I was just texting someone, and I was sitting in the grass in my yard just texting someone yes. Sorry if my voice sounds very nasally, it's because I'm sick. Blah. Anyway, as I predicted, school went by slowly and I dozed off in class multiple times, much to the annoyance of my teachers. After a short talk with the principal while making sure I got enough sleep and not to let it happen again, I could finally start to walk home. As I walked, a new dread filled me. Would it be back tonight? The question is, though, you never get. Why? Just why? Why doesn't it want you to look? Why? You should ask it. It's like, next time it goes, don't peek. Just be like, well, I want to. Be like, no, please don't. What if it was a plot twist at the end and it said, I was trying to plan your birthday party? It's like, then why'd they hire an alien ghost monster to do it? They were low on budget. 40 minutes later, I was walking down the driveway. Seeing lights from the windows was comforting. It was already getting dark and I didn't want to be walking alone at night. Why are you walking? How long does it take you to get home, kid? Anyway. I went inside and was instantly cornered by my mother, who had a phone call from school early on. They told her about me sleeping during lessons, and she wasn't all too happy. She told me I was going to have supper and then get an early night so it wouldn't happen again, much to my disdain. Disdain? Man, I don't need to use a dictionary. I mean, I can, through common sense, I can know what it is. Wait, let me just look it up really quick. Okay, I'm not leaving rub some bacon on it. Okay, define disdain. The feeling that someone or something is unworthy of one's consideration or respect. Contempt. What? Oh, I think I get it. I ate supper slowly as I could, in order to prolong the time it took for me to have to go into that room again. All too soon, my plate was cleared, and I had to sent up to bed with a warning about no TV if I let it happen again. That was the least of my worries. Dude, what I do when I'm freaked out that something's hanging out in my room or watching me through my window, well, I have my blinds shut, but if I'm concerned that something's in here with me or watching me or standing over me, I just turn my head over and I stuff my face in my pillow. And then I just sit there and try to think of something else, pretty much, something else, because I'm freaking out, man, I'm freaking out. Okay. I climbed into bed and made sure that my door was ajar and the landing light was left on. I could hear the TV and murmurs of my parents, which gave me comfort. At least they weren't too far away. The room was getting cold again, but I refused to go under my covers. The light from the door partially illuminated the room, and banishing the darkness, giving me courage. I lay like this for a few hours, partially dozing off, when I heard the sound of the TV go silent, and movement signaling that my parents were heading for bed. I listened to the door close and sighed. Maybe there was nothing after all. Light spilling in my room comforted me, and I curled up underneath the covers away from the cold. I awoke, staring into blackness. It took me a while for me to realize what was wrong. The light from the landing had gone off. I could tell without leaving the warmth of my bed sheets. I felt an icy chill, and memories from the previous night came rushing back. I lay as still as a corpse as I held my breath, listening. It was there. I could hear the rasping, rattling of sound of its breath. Oh, I like that. Rasping, rattling. A shuddering sigh escaped my lips, and I realized that was a mistake. The hideous breathing intensified, as if some human being had realized its prey was trapped within its grasp. To my horror, the breathing got louder and seemed to lower from the ceiling towards the thin barrier that lay between me and it. Sorry, I thought I was seeing the ghost of a chair, but there was actually another chair there. It sounded like it was a few feet above my bed now, and its dry rattling was all I could hear. Until once more, "Don't peek! Don't peek!" That's better. The voice was even more terrifying when it was this close, and it was all I could do not to scream. What? I knew that if I tried to make a noise, it would silence me before the sound had even left my throat. I closed my eyes, tears escaping from my scrunched eyelids as I waited for dawn, and it watched. Wait. What if it's actually Michael Jackson? No. What if Michael Jackson's on your roof going, "Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me"? Oh, by the way, guys, if you don't understand, this did not actually happen to me. I am reading all these in third person. Anyway, oh, wait, I read that one already. But, dude, you never, let it know you're scared. Because once you let it know you're scared, then, yeah, but in previous videos, I've said that, once you realize that the thing is there, or whatever it is there, it's going to everything's gonna get worse. Because once he realized that it was coming from the ceiling, then it started sounding like breathing to him. So if you think there's something actually in your house, there's not. This is probably made up. I made up a creepypasta about Steve. Oh, adventurous Steve, why did you have to write in that book? I'm not going to read my creepypasta today. I need to find it. I need to find the rest of it. I typed up like half of it and the other part of it's gone. Somewhere buried in my closet. Anyway, I was woken by my mother yet again. Sometime in the early hours, I must have passed out from either fear or tiredness. Perhaps both. I felt awful, and I must have looked it too because my mother did a double take when I rose out of my blankets. She suggested I take off the day from school, that I must be ill. I was tempted until she said, a day in bed a day in bed will do you good. I sat bolt upright and flat out refused. I was okay, but I just felt a little iffy, but I'm sure it'll pass. That's so weird, because for me, I've never fallen asleep in class before. Like, for me, I'm exhausted once I get out. For school, I'm exhausted once I get out of bed. But then once I get to school, I'm like, whoa, okay, let's do this. Because, I don't know why. That's just, I don't know. Anyway, my parents both have works and my brother would be at school. And there's no way in the heck I was staying in that house, in that bedroom on my own. Even if in daylight, it was an uncomfortable thought. I have a feeling it's just going to be the Sandman. It is the Sandman. Or whatever. Oh, I should read that creepypasta. But I'll just explain it to you before I read it. So, have you ever guys seen the Russian sleep experiment? The picture, that's what I mean. That's what the Sandman is. That's the same picture. I'm just not looking it up because of the picture. I'm not going to read Jeff the Killer either because that image, it's burned into my head, for God's sake. Anyway, the school day was another blur. Falling asleep in class and speaking to the principal again. He was getting frustrated. My apparent lack of interest in my subjects seemed to think I was doing it on purpose for attention now. I didn't argue, sitting in his office after school delayed going back to that room. The night, Jesus, how long are you in that room? Like 5 hours? 'Cause it doesn't get dark until like 8, or it starts getting dark at 7, but it's not like dark until 8. The night played out the same as the one before, except the creature was getting closer once more. The night played out as the same one before, except the creature was getting closer once more. Sounds like it should be a Christmas carol. Or a poem, sorry. Night faded again to a bleary day, repeating the same old steps. Falling asleep, principal's office, and dreading going home. This time, I was promised a detention after school the following day, and if my behavior continued, they would discuss further options. That night, I sunk into my bed once more, feeling utterly defeated, and it was going to just continue like this. It was going to ruin my life and keep me awake forever. I read about people dying from sleep deprivation. Was that going to be my fate? Soon enough, the breathing started again, and I lay powerless beneath the covers. This time, it felt like it was merely a few inches from the top of my sheets. I could feel them quiver with each breath the thing took. Now it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 E's, so I'm gonna do it like this. Don't peek. It rasped the word so loudly I half expected my parents to come bursting into my room to see what was going on. But as with every other night, they were either sound asleep or just deaf to the nightmare that was happening in my room. I could feel the pressure on the covers, and it was pressed up right against them now. Dude, all you have to do is push it up a little and see what happens. No, it's like it just pushes them up and it's like, ah, my face. No, it goes, ah, my face. What is wrong? What is wrong with you? You know what? I'm just gonna go find another kid to troll and ruin their life. Goodbye. Goodbye. Okay. Anyway, my mind raced in panic. All I had to do was rip of the sheets. It's off the sheets, and it could devour me or take me or do whatever other horrific thing I had in my mind. If this is how I was going to die, I wanted to go out with a fight at least. I had no idea how strong the monster would be, or if I could even be hurt, or if I could even hurt it at all, but I had to try. I grabbed the top of my bed sheets and paused for a moment, steeling my resolve. Its gasping breathing had increased as if it could sense what was happening. With a roar, I pulled the bed sheets down from over my head and swung upwards as hard as I could with my fist. I hit nothing but air. Scanning the room for any sign of the creature, I quickly jumped out of bed and sped towards the light, flickering it on. As the room filled with brightness, my eyes took a while to adjust. I thought I saw like the thing from the Russian sleep experiment just sitting in my chair, and I was like, oh my god. For a second I was, but I'm fine. Anyway. Once my vision had returned, I had a proper look around, rummaging through my cupboards and under the bed. I know. There was no sign of anything abnormal. I stood, shivering. After the initial adrenaline rush, I was feeling the cold of the room again. My breath appeared mist-like in front of me. I glanced back at the bed again, waiting to get back under the covers. After a few moments of consideration, I climbed back into the warm blankets. This time, I refused to put my head under the covers, no matter how cold it was. I had left the light on, which gave me comfort. I was sure that the thing needed darkness to manifest itself. A glance at my clock told me it was 1:47 a.m. You need to put a semicolon after that, not a period. Or you're just gonna make it... Oh my god. It's 1:40... It's 1... Oh, that's a colon, sorry. 1:47. Not 1:47. Oh my god. Had I defeated the monster? Maybe it didn't want me to peek because that was what it gained strength from. Fear of the unknown. These thoughts swirled around in my head as my eyelids drooped. That's a pretty specific thing, I mean. Most so-called monsters, I'm using quotation marks, get power from fear. Not specific fears, just fear. Anyway. The day at school went well. Not once did I fall asleep, and I tried my hardest to catch up on what I missed. I still had the after-school detention to get through, but didn't even seem so bad now that I was properly awake. I could still use the time to catch up on my work. As the school day drew to a close, I went towards the detention hall and had a feeling that the past week's horrors had ended. After the detention, I started to walk home from school. I wanted to hurry because it was already getting dark, and by the time I saw the comforting lights of my house, the sun had fully set. I was opening the door and an apology for my lateness before heading into the room. Opening the door, I called out an apology for my lateness before heading into the living room. The television was on, the usual wildlife documentaries my parents watched that I had never had much interest in. My lip was dry. The room was empty, however, so I headed for the kitchen thinking maybe they already started dinner without me. Upon entering the kitchen, however, I stopped, confused. They had indeed started eating without me. Plates containing a half-eaten meal were sitting on the table. But there were no signs of my parents or my brother. A quick check in the downstairs rooms confirmed they weren't there either. I'd head upstairs in a vain hope that they had decided on a very early night. Even if that was the case, they wouldn't have left their meals like that. My heart was dull thud in my chest when I reached the top of the staircase. Peeking at my parents' room showed it empty. The same with my brothers. I was beginning to sweat now that I walked slowly towards my bedroom door. I gripped the handle. My mind was telling me to turn around and leave, but I had to see. I pushed open the door and looked towards the bed. 3 black silhouettes were sitting up against the headboard, 2 larger and 1 smaller. Oh my god, they're secretly puppets. There were the unmistakable shapes of my parents and brother. Something looked off about them, however. I groped towards the light switch, and as the voice in my head screamed at me to go downstairs and run to the neighbors, to call the police, ignoring it, I flipped the switch.
Why, hello! Hello! How are you today? Very well. Good? Okay.
Sorry about that. Ugh. People, right? Anyway, ignoring it, I flipped the switch. The vacant eyes of my family were all staring at me, glass-like, but somehow they were looking right at me. Their heads. Oh! Oh, that scared the heck out of me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, oh wow.
Hello!
Oh! How do you keep getting in here? Jesus. Oh. Oh, I think I'm gonna take a nap on the floor now. Oh my god. Oh god. I'm scared to leave it. I have a feeling he's just gonna appear on my bed. I'm gonna be like, what the? That's literally what just happened. He just like appeared. Oh my god, he pushed it as well. Excuse me while I push this back. Ugh. Ugh, god. There we go. Excuse me, I'm going to have to pause for a minute. Sorry about that, guys. My brother scared the living daylights out of me like twice, and now I can't even. I have my eye. Riley, come on, come. Excuse me, Riley, come. Riley, come. Oh my god. Riley. I'll rub some bacon on it. The second I said that, she came back. Riley, keep an eye over there. Anyway. Where was I? They had been propped up against the bed like grotesque puppets. A cry was caught in my throat, and they stood rooted to the night. Oh, to the floor. I willed myself to take a step back when I heard it again. The sound that had tormented me all those nights. The breathing really was a death rattle now, and it sounded even more full of malice than the previous nights. And it was coming from right behind me. You peeked. Dun dun dun. Anyway, guys. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for more amazing Minecraft videos. I'm sorry for headphone users that I probably blew your eardrums out, but don't play this on full volume. Anyway, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for more amazing Minecraft videos. This is Dup by Slade. Peace out.